let's get this party started. You know, the famous words, get the party started. So I'm going to start my computer, my little old Garmin that I'm using. I don't even make this model anymore, but it works so well on the trainer bike. No need to upgrade. I could use my Wahoo that I use out on the road, but this works just as well. All right, so I've been, for those of you that haven't been around, I've been doing a coach's quote every week. And I'm taking it out of this book that I don't even know where I got this book. Maybe somebody gave this to me. So I thought today's was the most appropriate of all quotes. It's coming from Larry Bird, who, if any of you are sports people, know is a retired NBA basketball player. And Larry, one of the best in the business in his day, he says exactly what I believe in. And it's super simple. First, you have to master the fundamentals. And that is so true. If you don't have the fundamentals in place, then everything else just becomes a moot point. You need to know the fundamentals. I always use golf as an example. So if you wanted to take up golf, what you wouldn't do is just go out and play golf. More than likely, you're going to take a lesson. Well, believe it or not, that happens in cycling too. So these trainer sessions are exactly what you need to get your fundamentals in place. It's a perfect place. You're stationary, you have no outside influences, and you have somebody like myself who is walking you through the process. So if you ever feel like you're kind of need to kind of center yourself back as a cyclist, go back to your fundamentals, because that'll always bring you back to where you need to be. All right, so let's talk about what we have. Our fan, our towel, our full water bottle. You're in your easiest gear right now, small ring, and you should be in all the way to the top of your cassette. Just spinning your legs, getting your legs warmed up, getting the heart to start to pump, getting the lungs opened up, making sure that we're getting warmed up nicely. So today, as I described in my email, isn't going to be a super hard workout. They don't all have to be hard. You just need to stay within the parameters. We're going to do I call this testing your patience, but it's going to have a little twist to the patience part. We're going to do a series of timed kind of endurance efforts. And at the end of each of those, we're going to kind of spice it up for the last minute. So get ready for that, because it will be coming your way. We'll do our nice 5-minute get yourself warmed up, and then we'll move into the main set, which the longest effort is 4 minutes long. And I have some interesting New Jersey trivia to share with you as we go through that section. Keep you occupied, as you all know, when I talk more, and it makes those things go a little faster. All right, so to get us started, This one's going to be a little tricky. You're going to go from your small ring. You're going to stay there for 30 seconds at a high cadence of 100. Then we're going to go 30 seconds of standing. So you're literally going to go from your big ring to your small ring. So what I want you to start with is be in your small ring, shift down about 2 gears from where you are right now, and then see how close to 100 you can get. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Spin it up. Hold it nice and fast. And then when I tell you, we're going to shift a few down, move to our big ring, and stand up. So a lot of shifting going on here. It's a good way to practice it. So give me 3 shifts up to your big ring, standing up. Just get yourself comfortable here. Feel a little burn in the legs. Want to get some lactic acid flowing. Really work the body. Sit back down to your small ring, and then back to that gear, about 3 gears up. Nice high cadence. Keep it around 100. As my chain fell off, you can keep on going. Now my chain's on the other side. Back to your big ring. Down to your 15. Stand it up. All right, fixing myself here. You should be standing in your big ring around the middle of your cassette. Keep the legs moving. Ignore me while I fix things here. Sitting back down. Back to that easier gear. Spinning those legs right to 100. If that gear is a little bit too heavy for you to hold that 100 cadence, then go ahead and shift to 1 easier gear. Shifting down 3, getting in your big ring, standing up. "30 seconds here. It's kind of a quick back and forth. Sitting back down to your small ring, then back up to that gear that's holding you at 100. Back to 100. You start feeling yourself breathing a little heavier here. That's good. That's what we want. Want to shock those lungs. Up to that big ring. Down to that gear. 3 gears harder. Standing up. Good, you guys are getting the pattern, the rhythm. We're 4 minutes in. Sitting back down. Small ring. Up to that easiest gear. Get you to 100. Spin it fast. Last 45 seconds of the warm-up. The warm-up to the warm-up. Up to your big ring. Standing up. Remember, when you stand up, hands are on your hoods. That saddle should be just touching the inner part of your thighs. Nice and tall in your torso. 3, 2, sitting down. Nice, easy gear. Small ring. You're going to get 2 minutes to spin your legs out and recover a little bit until we start the main set. So you know the drill. Finish your water bottle tonight. So every time we have an easy effort, pick the water bottle up, pick it up, take a drink. All right, so here's the pattern. It's a ladder, but they're all going to look exactly the same except for the time. The first one is 2 minutes at an endurance pace. That's zone 3. So if you're on an RPE scale, we're looking at between a 7, maybe touching an 8, but not really. So you shouldn't be dying for this effort, in other words. Then for a minute, you're going to push that pace a little bit harder than what you were just doing. Just to kind of spring a little action into it. Then we're going to take a minute off. Nice and easy. The next one will be 3 minutes endurance. 1 minute again, a little harder. 1 minute easy. Then 4 minutes. We're going to do the 4-minute effort twice. Then we'll do 3, we'll do 2, and then we'll be done for the night. So pretty simple. It's nice to have a little simple plan. What I want you to do is the constant for each of these efforts is that cadence. So 90 cadence is what we're looking for. You get to pick the gear that you want to be in. It's going to hold the metric at 90 and hold the effort at a zone 3. So go ahead and decide where you want to be. We're looking at 90 cadence, around a 7, 3, 2, 1. And this is going to be 2 minutes. So for this first one, remember what gear you're in. If you find the right gear, so that you can go back to that same gear for the next effort. Now, if you don't have any metrics, if you don't have heart rate, you don't have power, you literally can utilize speed if you like, or just use your own breathing. If you're going and you can't talk to me, that means you're going too hard. If you can give me at least a 3-word sentence, 4, then you're right at the right place. So for me, it's easy enough to talk because I put myself right in the zone where I need to be. So remember that feeling so you can carry it on into the other efforts. Now, when we pick this effort up for that minute at the end, I don't want you going like a sprint. I just want you increasing the effort. So how can you do that? You can increase your cadence. Try to hold 100 for that last minute. Or you can shift to a harder gear and just do whatever you get for that last minute. So we're coming up to that minute. Decide what you want to do. 3, 2, 1. Pick it up. Give me a good solid minute. I'm picking up my cadence this time, which increased my power by about 30, 40 watts. Holding it steady. Really push yourself on this part. You're going to get some rest after this. Obviously, as we go through this, those longer efforts, you'll get to settle in. Three, 2, 1. Nice, easy gear. 1 minute easy. Take that drink. All right. First one down. Now we're going to move to 3 minutes. So if you found the right gear to hold you in the right cadence and hold you at the right effort level, then go back to that same gear. If you felt like it was too easy, then maybe go to a harder gear, but try to keep that 90 constant. If you thought it was too hard, then switch up to a little easier gear. All right, here we go. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1. We're looking at 3 minutes now. Find that constant. 90 cadence. Keep the effort level where you want it to be. You might have to dial it in a little bit. Found myself needing to just shift back around till I settled into that good 90 cadence. I'm a little higher. If you're a little higher than 90, if you're getting to 95, then try to make some changes. I wasn't in hard enough a gear, so I was literally spinning a little too fast. All right, 1 minute down. 2 more to go. So you should feel yourself sitting here comfortably without any major problems. So I think I had done this once before. These are kind of interesting facts. 30 facts about New Jersey. The first one, I think we all know that New Jersey has the highest density population of any state in the US. I don't know what that number is in terms of actual people, but it's a lot. 2 minutes down. 1 more minute. Hold this constant. I feel almost like, yeah, I'm settled in. I feel my form's good. My butt's in the saddle. My legs are getting a nice, even pedal stroke. And my arms are comfortable with my shoulders down. 90% of all people that live in New Jersey live in what is considered an urban area. I think that's true. Maybe if you go out to like Vernon or a place like that, gets a little more rural, but we're always in close contact with something. All right, we're coming up to our last minute. 3, 2, increase your cadence, increase your effort, either shift or give yourself a higher cadence. Hold that steady there, just like you did for the previous 3 minutes. If you have power or heart rate, you're probably getting into zone 4 right now. Touching on the bottom. Some people call this a sweet spot, where you get the most adaptation. But it's only if you do it properly. If you go here all the time, that could be a problem. 3, 2, nice and easy. 1 minute easy. Grab a drink. All right, we're going to move on to 4 minutes. So now you should have it pretty much dialed in. You should know what gear you want to be in. Holding that cadence steady at 90. And keeping the effort right in zone 3. You got 15 before we start. If you've been staying in your small ring, then keep doing that if it's working. No need to shift to that big ring if you're holding a 90 steady cadence. All right, what do you say? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, right at 90. Dial it back in. Try not to go too hard right at the beginning. We all have a tendency to kind of bust out of the gate. Learn to kind of gradually get into it. I think a good analogy is when you push off the wall when you're swimming, you take a couple of strokes under the water before you surface, just to get yourself going. A lot of swim instructors will say, I don't want you starting your stroke until you hit the backstroke rope or line that's in the ceiling. I don't know exactly how far from the wall that particular apparatus is. I have to ask a swimmer. So this one, 4 minutes. 4 minutes here. Right at that endurance pace. Right at that 90. So this isn't a good one. More cars are stolen in the city of Newark. Yes, you guessed it. Than any other city in the United States. Not a good rap for Newark. They are trying to clean up that city, though. Making some changes to the downtown area. So there is some development there. New Jersey has a state seashell. Huh, I didn't know that. It is the knobbed whelk and is known to be used in the Italian dish scungili. I'm sure many of you have had that dish. We're almost 3 minutes in. As you notice, I'm able to talk. So that means I'm in the right effort level. Who knows where Beamerville, New Jersey is? It's the home to a volcano. Huh. While it was no longer active, it is a popular site for real estate development. Would have never imagined that. Kind of cool to know, though. I guess being so close to the water here, kind of figure that. All right, we're almost to our 4-minute mark. Just like the others. Gonna have 1 minute where you push the pace. Either harder gear or higher cadence. 3, 2, let's go for it. Push yourself a little bit. Now's when you really gotta relax. Bring those shoulders down. Let the legs work. Relax your fingers. But use your core to hold your abs tight. 30 to go. Remember what this feels like. You're gonna do another 4 minutes after this one, but you will get your 1 minute break. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Find that easy gear. Take a drink. One minute. Enjoy this easy. Allow yourself to recover. Maybe pay attention to how the body's reacting. Heart rate's coming down a little bit, hopefully. All right, we're going to do 4 minutes again. So maybe find the same gear. Three, 2, 1. Right to it. 90 cadence. Right at that effort level you've seen previously. Now you might notice the legs are starting to warm up. So you might notice that the gear that you went to last time might not necessarily be the right gear for right now. If that's the case, then go ahead and shift to one harder gear and still try to hold that 90 cadence. It's another 4-minute effort. That's a good sign if that's happening for you. The body does need, we've only been here for not even 30 minutes yet. Sometimes you need 45 minutes to an hour to really be warmed up. So hold it nice and steady. Constantly thinking about your body position. Nice flat back. Nobody's leaning over. You're tall in your torso. Your elbows are slightly bent. Your feet aren't stomping on the pedals, keeping your feet light. Almost to 2, almost halfway. I'm sure probably everybody has played the game of Monopoly. If you have, the names of the streets are actually streets in Atlantic City. So if you go to Atlantic City, you'll see Boardwalk and all the other ones. The first ever baseball game was played in Hoboken. Huh. Who would have known? Had no idea. Didn't know that Hoboken was a baseball town. It's September of 1921. Probably everybody from New Jersey knows this. The very first Miss America pageant was held in Atlantic City. So I don't know if you guys have siblings, but my sister and I, every year, had to watch the pageant and pick out our winner. And sadly, or interestingly enough, we still do it as an adult. One of us will write the other and say, okay, who's your guess for the pageant? So we're still doing it years and years later. All right, we're coming up to our minute. Just like previously, pour on the power, pour on the cadence. 3, 2, let's go. Bring up the effort level. And again, you might find yourself being able to go a little higher in your power or a little harder in the effort. Keep those legs spinning. Bring the shoulders down. No shrugging the shoulders. Fast legs. Good solid effort. Almost there. 5. Don't let it drop. 2, 1. Nice and easy. Take a drink. All right. Back down the ladder. We're looking at 3 minutes. Then 2. You should be able to find that cadence and that effort without even thinking about it now. Right now, you should take that drink, towel off, and allow yourself to just spin the legs nice and easy. All right, we're looking at 3 minutes. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1. 3 minutes. Settle in. And again, no busting out of the gate yet. You want to use that energy for that last minute. So don't push yourself now. Just stay nice and consistent. All right, back to our Jersey facts. And of course, everyone knows this one. New Jersey is home to more diners than any other state. I don't know. I think there's one around here in Bergen County that recently closed down. Atlantic City is home to the world's longest boardwalk. So they do a half marathon in Atlantic City. I think there's also a 10K attached to it. And I did it one year. When I got on the boardwalk, I was actually getting seasick from watching the slats go by as I was running. It was the strangest feeling. It's nice to run on, but I don't know, visually, I was having something going on there. Coming up on 2, we're at a 3-minute effort. Cape May is the oldest seaside resort in the United States. Wow. We got a lot of good things going on here in Jersey. This one I never knew. During the Revolutionary War, more battles were fought in New Jersey than in any other state, which is really interesting to think of what New Jersey looked like back in those days. Obviously then, they weren't the highest populated state. All right, we're coming up to 3. Prepare yourself for that last minute. 3, 2, push it out. Hold this minute nice and solid from start to finish. Really concentrate, as Larry Bird told us, on your fundamentals here. Think about your leg speed, body position. 30 to go. Keep it going. Don't let the leg speed drop. Almost there. 10 to go. 2, 1. Nice and easy. Take that drink. Good job. Recover for 1 minute. And we're going to do the last one of these efforts at 2 minutes. So not super hard tonight. That's not going to be the end, though. We still have a little bit more time. We're going to see how warmed up your legs really are. All right, getting ready for your 2-minute effort. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Get right to where you need to be. You should all look the same. If I looked at your file, I want every single one of these to be similar or the same as the previous. All right, we got a few left. New Jersey does not have an official state song. While many people think it's I'm from New Jersey, this was never made the original state song of the state. I don't know that song. Maybe some of you guys do. And while New Jersey doesn't have a state song, they have a state fish. I always wonder who comes up with these. The brook trout. So there was some legislative person who liked to fish, and they dubbed the brook trout the state fish. Thomas Edison had his lab in Menlo Park. And the first submarine ride took place in the Passaic River. Maybe a little cleaner of a river. That's why they didn't go to the Hudson. All right, we're coming up to 2. 3, 2, pick up the pace. Hold it for the full minute this time. It's the last one of these, so you should be able to do it. "30 seconds. Everybody looks strong. Stick with it. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Take a drink. All right. You're going to get 2 minutes. 2 minutes after that set. This is a 2-pager tonight. 2-pager is a page and a half. Just because there were so many 1 minutes, it just got longer and longer and longer. So I know you guys know last year, a number of us went out to Kansas to do the Unbound ride, gravel ride. Today was the find out if you got in the lottery day. So I remember it well. We were agonizing over, were we going to get in? Were we not going to get in? Interestingly enough, when we got in, if you went in as a team, if one of your teammates got in, everybody got in. They've changed the rules now. No teams get in any longer, which I think is kind of crappy, because if Randy got in and I didn't get in, we wouldn't go. So I think it's unfortunate for couples that do activities together. If they want to do that kind of epic event, it's not so much going to happen. All right, so we haven't done these in a while. We're going to finish with this, which is going to be a little different than what we normally do. We're going to do some one-legged drills just to see what you have left in those legs. So I want you to shift to your big ring. And I want you to go down about 3 or 4 gears, whichever one you feel is good for you. I want you to have resistance, a little bit of resistance under your legs. So you have to kind of work for this. We're going to do 30 seconds on each leg. Start with the right, so you're clipping out of the left. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Just lost my fan on the floor. So I want you to really concentrate. Now that the legs are really well warmed up, find that nice, there shouldn't be any clicking sound. Get a good solid circular motion. Don't push your heel down. It should all be one perfect motion. Switch legs. And here we go. 30 seconds with the left. Remember your opposite leg, kind of click it around the back side of your trainer. Don't try to do this. It's too hard. It's hard on your leg. You'll probably get a cramp in your leg if you do that. So either put your foot on the trainer or kind of hook your foot over the top of the trainer. Go ahead and switch legs. Start again. Left foot out, right foot only. Now we're going to go a little progressively longer. So you're going to do 2 at 30 seconds for each leg. Then we're going to move to 45. That's when you're going to start to feel it a little more. You might feel this on the tops of your legs. If you're pedaling properly, switch legs. Left leg only. 30 seconds there. You shouldn't be hearing any clunking at the bottom of the pedal stroke. If you are, give yourself maybe one harder gear. Now you also might notice that one leg is stronger than the other. Clipping back in, right leg only. Actually, I'm going to give you 1 minute just to spin your legs here. So stay in your big ring, but click it all the way up to the top of your cassette. You might get a little bit of chain rub. Just allow yourself to spin the legs here, because then we're going to go to 45 seconds with one leg. This is going to bring the legs back to life a little bit. We're going to do 2 at 45 for each leg. So why do we do this? We do this to really work on our fundamentals. Our pedal stroke is where everything comes from. So if you have an inefficient pedal stroke, then you're going to be an inefficient pedaler and you're not going to get the results that you want. All right. Click down a few gears harder. Go ahead and click out of your left foot. Right foot only. 45 seconds. Go at whatever pace is good for you. Allow yourself to feel each part of the pedal stroke. You might start to feel this in your hip flexor as you get later into this one. Past that 30-second mark is when you'll start to feel it. 30 down, 15 to go. Stick with it. Keep that foot nice and straight. 3, 2, switch legs. Take your time. Take a couple pedal strokes. Flip out and start. 45 here. Try to keep your hips square. I don't want you turning your hips one way or the other. If you're sitting in your saddle properly, your hips should be square. Even with your leg back, hooked over the trainer or on the top of the trainer with your foot. If you have your foot on top of the sole of your foot on the side of the trainer, try not to press down real hard with your foot. Almost there. 3, 2, switching legs. Take your time in the switch. A couple of pedal strokes. Clip out. Last time on the right leg. You might be surprised that you're still sweating. So believe it or not, when you do those lower efforts, even though it's a lower effort, it's more of your fat burning zone. So you're burning a bunch more fat. So therefore, you may sweat more. 30 down, 15 left on this leg. 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Couple pedal strokes, and then you go. Last 45 seconds on that left leg. Now is when you might feel it. If you're pulling up properly on the tops of your thighs, you might even feel this, believe it or not, in your calf muscles. Your calf muscles actually work when you're riding a bike. They're part of the upward part of the pedal stroke. 3, 2, 1. Both legs in. Shift down a couple of harder gears, then to your small ring, so you don't drop your chain like I did earlier. I want you to get to the top of your cassette. Easiest gear you have. Get yourself at the highest cadence you can hold without bouncing. If you're bouncing, then just pull your cadence back a little bit. Just make it a little easier on yourself. We're cooling down. So I want you to look at your water bottle, see what you have left. Take a few sips and finish that off. Whew. I like that one. I like the combination between those endurance efforts and that 1 minute of just kind of pushing yourself a little bit. Let's see if we have any final interesting facts about our state. Okay, here's one. New Jersey has a spoon museum containing over 5,400 spoons. It can be found at Lambert Castle. Didn't know that. Square dancing is the state dance. And I think the most important one, New Jersey was the first state to sign the Bill of Rights. Pretty important state in our history. It's fun to live on the East Coast. Those West Coasters, they can't say the same. All right, keep that cadence nice and high. We're going to cool it down. A couple of more minutes, and then we'll be done for the night. Good solid workout, everybody. Learn some interesting facts about New Jersey. And you learned that you can go back to your fundamentals when you need to. I coached a girls' basketball team once, and I loved it that these were 10, 11, 12-year-olds. And it was great because at that age, they learn the fundamentals. So if you can get them young and teach them fundamentals at that age, if they have any athletic prowess, they could be very successful in their athletic career. And it was always fun to look among that team of 15 and be able to pick out the one, maybe two, who you knew were going to be lifetime athletes. It's kind of fun to see that. All right, let's do one more minute and then we'll be done for the night. Ringing right at 8 o'clock. It's cool down tonight, a little different. That's good. But the efforts, what we did tonight, were not so super hard. So you don't need the same kind of cool down that you would if we did efforts that were sprint efforts or intervals or low cadence work. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Nice job, everybody. Good solid group tonight. I like it when I have a full screen of people.